Are we doing what we know? I know you know some of this stuff. I know you've heard me 8,000 times tell you to write down your goals, right? But maybe this was just a little bit of reinforcement for you. So you're like, oh, okay, I got it this time. I know I've heard it, 27 times, but on the 28th time from Brian Tracy, like I really am going to take this and apply this in my life. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Do you know you should write your goals down? Of course you do. Are they written down? Do you write them down every day? Do you read them every day? How disciplined are you to achieving what you say you want to achieve? That's what Brian Tracy was just talking about. How disciplined are we to achieving what we say we want? A lot of us say we want things. We want the house, the car, the financial freedom, I don't know, whatever those things are in your life, the health life, the relationships, whatever it is. How disciplined are you at doing the small things to get you there? Remember, y'all, success leaves clues. It's not about the major changes. It's about the small things that you do every day, the small shifts, the small changes, the writing down your goals and reading them every day. It'll literally take you 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes a day. I love that question he wrote that, like, because I know so many people have this mindset of like, well, what if it doesn't work? Wrong question. You heard him. Wrong question. What if it does work? What if it does work and your life changes? What if it does work and everything that you've ever wanted, you actually achieve? You actually get to the life that you don't need a break from. Is it going to happen in a year? Probably not. You heard this guy's story about writing down 101 goals, and in 12 years, in a decade, they all came true. They all happened for him. Are you giving yourself the amount of time necessary to achieve what you want to achieve? All of these are lessons. These are things that we know, but we got to start doing what we know if we want to get to the life that we don't need a break from. Write down, so some things on goal setting. If you didn't write these things down, I wrote this couple things down. Write down your goals in the present tense. Not I will earn, I earn. Right? Not I will earn $1 million by this time. I earn $1 million, right? Like, so writing it in the present tense. Why? Because he broke it down, right? How you're writing things and you're saying it, and this is what's programming it into your subconscious. So we're not pushing it out like one day I will. No, I earn, right? Like it's a present tense. Language is everything. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Everything that we do has to deal with our language, how we speak to ourselves, how we read something, how we write something. Like language is so important. How much are we intentional about it though? How much are you intentional about the specific language that you use around getting to the life that you want? So that was something I wrote down. That 101 goals, that might be a good exercise for all of us. I've never done it. I have my master plan to energize and focus, but I've never written down my 101 goals that I want to achieve in my lifetime. I've never thought about that, but maybe that's a good exercise. If some of us are lacking the vision around what we want to make happen, again, back to where I started this conversation, maybe we need to get quiet. Maybe we need to sit with ourselves and we need to actually write 101 goals. Like no TV on, no other stimulus, like nothing else happening. No people around. Just sit with yourself and ask yourself, like, man, what do I want? If we can't figure it out up here, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to be able to get to it, right? The only way you get to it is if you see it in your mind, you can hold it with your hand. If you can't even imagine it, if we can't even think about it, this is why when you hear people say, right, like they don't have a vision, right? Oh, I live day by day, right? Like I can't even think that far out. They have a real imagination problem. Imagination is make believe, it's in your brain. If you can't even get your brain to think about something amazing, something good that you want, like that's the starting point. Society has dumbed that part down, by the way, just so you know, right? Like it's not your fault if that is you or you know people like that. That's not your fault. That's society. They keep us dumb. They keep us, right, average. So we don't have the imagination. We're just fed things. You hear people call the masses sheep, right? Because the sheep just follow, right? That's kind of how they've programmed us, is to just follow things, not to have the imagination, the ideas, the things that are just popping off in our mind. That's why we have to do these small things to get to the life that we want. Because otherwise, we won't get there. Everything's working against us. We're swimming upstream in this thing. So you have to be intentional about it. That 101 goals might be really good for some of y'all to do. It programs your subconscious mind. That's what I was just talking about, right? We got to rewire the programming that society has given us, that our family has given us, that our peers have given us, that social media has given us, right? It's a wiring that we have to unlearn and relearn in order to program our subconscious mind for success. Rewriting your goals down was a good one. Again, nothing I've done. But since success leaves clues, man, this is probably something I'll start doing. What if I don't know if I can rewrite my master plan to energize and focus every day, but I'm sure I could get ten goals and rewrite them every day and rewrite them. And right, like he said, it'll change the language. It'll get them programmed in my mind. Maybe that's another exercise. Remember it. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. How many of us are going to apply this? I know we know it, but are we applying it? That's how we get the changes. So we got to do these things. The benefit of it, increase self-esteem and increase self-confidence. These are benefits. These are benefits to you actually writing out your goals. These are benefits to you taking this 5-10 minutes a day, is because what if it increases your self-confidence? What if it increases your self-esteem? What if you feel better about yourself because you're keeping the promises that you make to yourself? What if you start building momentum so that you feel better about you? All of these things can come by you writing down your goals. That last thing he talked about, Brian Tracy talked about, was that deliberate practice. What one skill do you need that's going to change your entire life? What's one skill that's going to catapult you further than all the other skills that you could go off and get? What are you spending time intentionally to say, if I just do this, it'll help me get to that place a bit faster? There's always things we can figure out to do. You can keep yourself busy, but have you asked yourself what one skill will help me get to further to where I'm going? What one thing, one skill? If you don't know it, ask the people around you. Ask your boss. Ask, right, your business partner. Ask your parent. Ask your spouse. Like, what one thing, if I improved in, would catapult me to this next level? There's something, right? We used to call it the 80, and we still do, the 80-20 rule, right? Pareto's principle, Pareto's principle, the 80-20 rule, doing 20% of the things that give you 80% of the results. Most people try to do 80% of the things that give them 20% of the results. They're doing all types of things, all the 80%, all the busyness, all the craziness, and it's only producing 20% of a result. What if you flip that? What if you only focused on the 20% of things that will get you 80% of the result? Your life would change if you just shifted that perspective a bit. In our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets, says the world class is obsessed with their goals. I hope you're obsessed with your goals. I hope you are thinking about your goals morning, noon, and night. I hope you are, again, being intentional about writing it down, reading it, all the stuff. Here's what it says in the text. It says average performers set their goals on New Year's Eve and don't look at them again until the next New Year's Eve. The world class is in constant goal setting mode. Champions are goal setting machines. They know the cornerstone of all achievement is mental clarity. I'm going to say that one again just so we're clear. They know the cornerstone of all achievement is mental clarity. How clear are you mentally of what you want? Professional performers are evolving so rapidly, they usually find it necessary to review and sometimes reset their goals on a daily basis. One of the secrets of their success is this daily exposure to their goals. Isn't that what Brian Tracy just talked to you about? Only 3% of Americans have clearly defined written goals, and less than 1% can identify their primary goal and objective in life. This attention to detail gives the great ones an incredible advantage over the middle class counterparts. As average performers begin to forget what their goals are because of lack of exposure to them, the pros are embedding their goals deep into their subconscious minds daily. Their minds are like guided missiles, always adjusting and correcting to maintain accuracy towards the target. Champions have a singleness of purpose most people will never take time to discover. And this thought process allows them to climb higher every day. This is the benefit of writing out your goals, ladies and gentlemen. Your mind becomes a guided missile. Your subconscious mind that you're programming is laser focused on you getting to your goals. It's proving you right. It's giving you what you want. But you get to program this. I hope we understand. Like you get to tell your mind what to do, what to focus on, what goals to pay attention to. You get to choose that. Are we applying this knowledge? Are we doing this? Are we writing this down? Are we reading it? Are we actually going through this process for a long period of time? The other chapter I was going to read in here is about sustained concentration, because I think that's what derails us from our goals, is because we lack a sustained concentration. I'm talking 12, 24, 36, 48 months of doing something consistently so we can see results. Like long periods of time. You're going to live on this earth for 70, 80, 90, 100 years. If you took just 3 years to just do one thing, just get obsessed, 36 months, just, I'm here. It's such a blimp when it comes to the span of our life. 3 years, 36 months, 2 years, 24 months, just to be focused on something. You'll see how your life changes. But it's the sustained concentration towards your goals. It's constantly reading them. It's constantly redefining them. This is a never-ending process. Like it's constant. We don't take 6 months on and 6 months off. We don't get excited at the beginning of the year and read our goals for a month and then stop and then come back to them in June and then stop and then come back to them in November. Like we can't, like it's every day, all the time. How disciplined are you in doing that? You're disciplined in brushing your teeth every day, hopefully. Hopefully. But it's true, right? If you're not a person that believes you have a lot of discipline, there are certain things in your life that you do every day. You do every single day of your life, right? Which means you have discipline. It's just, are we disciplined in these types of areas? Are we disciplined in the hard things? It's not hard to be disciplined in brushing your teeth every morning. Again, hopefully. It's hard for my daughter, right? We got to remind the kids like to actually clean themselves. Anyway, but for adults, right? It shouldn't be too hard to do those things. But it is hard to write down your goals every morning and read them back and be disciplined in that area every single day. That's the hard work. But if you do the hard stuff now, ladies and gentlemen, your life gets easier. If you do the hard things now, your life will get easier. These are the things that we got to focus on. It's the small margins, the small things, not the big stuff, y'all, the small things that make the biggest difference. And so I'm encouraging y'all on this Wednesday, if you don't have your goals written down, write them down. If you aren't reading them, read them. Here's a world-class resource. I don't read this one often, but again, Brian Tracy book. It says, read Goals, How to Get Everything You Want Faster Than You Ever Thought Possible by Brian Tracy. That's the name of the book. It's called Goals. Subtitle, How to Get Everything You Want Faster Than You Ever Thought Possible. It says this book takes a no-nonsense, no holds barred approach to setting world-class goals. If you want anything, or if this is an area that you struggle, if this is an area that you need like help, like read a lot of Brian Tracy. I'm putting him in front of you for a reason. Don't just take the 8-minute clip. Like he has courses and books and materials. I'm pretty sure he passed away, right? Yeah, I think he died. But like all his stuff is still there. He's got tons of books on it, tons of audios, tons of seminars. Like you can just learn how to set goals through him. You don't have to guess. You don't have to guess at any of this stuff. You just got to become a learner. You got to start learning how to do this stuff, y'all. That's my encouragement to you is to continue to learn. Uh, Ron put by a nose size small. I don't know what that means, Ron, but I guess you're talking about the horse race, huh? I got you. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about. Anyways, action step for today says list your 10 major goals for this year. Every morning when you wake up, this habit will ingrain your major goals into your psyche. This is one of the most important habits you can develop en route to a world-class mindset. That's right. He said small steps. That's the key, y'all. Small steps. Take those small steps every single day. Push yourself today out of your comfort zone. Do something that shifts just a little bit. Just think about something a little bit differently and then apply something a little bit different. Shout out to Robert. He said he got his CD and heard him speak 3 times. Brian Tracy is the real deal, y'all. If you want help on setting goals, if this is something that you're like, man, I probably need to pay a little bit more attention to it, go research some Brian Tracy stuff. Start applying it in your life. Remember, knowledge is not power. Apply knowledge is power. You can go to all the seminars, read all the books, listen to all the stuff, and if you never apply it, it's not going to help you. So apply everything that you're picking up. Do something today that scares you. I'll see you guys back here on Friday. Love you guys. Take care.